This is me speaking. I don't think they want this movie to do well. Now, this comes from Jeff Snyder. If you don't know who Jeff Snyder is, it's okay. But this was very, very telling. This is very, very telling. Warner Brothers cannot afford to have flops this year with his movies. Okay, Warner Brothers is so in debt. Okay, this is why they put in all their eggs in that James Gunn basket, which is not going to work for them. Right, so they're pulling budgets from other movies to give to Superman for its last media push. Sinners should have had another 50 million for marketing for this movie. So Sinners is only in 3,300 screens across the U.S. Okay, the Amateur is at 3,400. Are you going to go see the Amateur? Do you even know what the Amateur is about? It's Rami Malek. Do you know who Rami Malek is? No, you do not. Are you going to go see the Amateur? No, you. Do you know if it? Did you? Were you even aware it's out? No, you don't. No, you don't. Okay. This is very telling. Now let's see where it's at on Box Office Mojo. Once again, urban folk, it's 50-50 if they come out and support. And then people complain when urban folk don't want to make content for urban folk because you don't come out and support. This movie right now is sitting at, once again, this is its first weekend. Worldwide, it's sitting at 26 million. I don't think this movie makes $400 million. You want a sequel? Go see this movie. You want to see what happens to Stack? We're wearing the Biggie Smalls Versace sweater at the end with him and his girlfriend Maisie Mary, right? You want to see what happens to Stack moving forward? Yeah, go see this movie so you can get the sequel. This movie's not going to make a lot of money off the back. These are not good projections. What are they talking about? $40 to $50 million? 45 mil. That's not very good. That's not very good. Okay. This movie should have had hit at least 50, 55. Coogler's unorthodox deal, but also found some anonymous Hollywood types willing to call it very dangerous, as well as to say it could be the end of the studio system, which I don't. That's fear mongering. But let's get to why this is a crazy ass contract he signed. Okay. This is all he got. This is everything he got. Okay. Okay. When shopping the Michael B. Jordan project around, had a number of requirements, and he looked to hammer out a deal for Sinners with studios. Some of these were big asks, but not outside the realm of possibility for a guy currently writing a series of major box office wins. He got final cut of the movie, which means nobody tells him what to cut out. He decides what to cut out. He gets final say-so of the cut. He gets first dollar gross, which means he gets a portion of the film's profits from the moment it opens in theaters, right? As opposed to having to wait for the back end money. Here's the crazy one. Coogler wanted ownership of the film to revert back to him after 25 years. Unheard of. Now, does it make sense why they didn't put this thing in 4,000 screens as opposed to 3,300 screens? Now does it make sense why they didn't double that marketing budget? Yeah, does it make sense now? Does my theory make sense? Does my theory make sense to y'all? This is why I hate and despise Warner Brothers. Will I go see Dune 3: The Messiah? Yes. When I should be boycotting. Should I have boycotted Sinners? Yes, I should have. It's Warner Brothers. Do you understand why I want DC to fail so badly? Do you understand why Christopher Nolan left Warner Brothers? Is the picture coming in clear? Now, does my theory sound crazy now? Right? Okay. I've never heard. I can't recall any director getting the rights back after 25 years. This is unheard of. But this is no different than Cash Money, No Limit, getting 80-20 deals. They were the first ones to do it. Now all of a sudden they don't do that anymore. You're not getting no 80-20 deal out of no record label. You'd be lucky to get a joint venture. Whenever urban folk come up with some creative ways to kind of jerk the system reacts and responds with overwhelming force. Never again. We will never let you people do this to us again. We will never give you a deal this good again, ever. You mean to tell me out of Spike Lee couldn't have got this deal? Antoine Fuqua couldn't have gotten this deal? F. Gary Gray couldn't have gotten this deal? All your favorite urban directors couldn't have. No one sniffs a deal like this. Are you kidding me? And their resume far surpasses Ryan Coogler's, if you ask me. Okay? I despise Warner Brothers. I loathe Warner Brothers. They drive out the best creators. James Wan left Warner Brothers. Y'all know James Wan. He gave you the Conjuring series. He went to Universal. Universal's about to kill everybody with the horror genre. They got James Wan back over there. They got Blumhouse, A24. They about to murder with this horror rebirth genre. About to murder it. That used to be Warner Brothers, bread and butter. Put out these cheap, little horror movies that make a ton of money, cost nothing to make. Warner Brothers has driven out everybody. Everybody. Let's see. Who had anything close to this? Mel Gibson, but he self-financed his movie, Passion of the Christ. That's why he was able to get something close to this. But he put up his own money. Martin Scorsese with Megalopolis. He put up his own money. Once again, widely panned. But I think in 20 years, they're going to come back to Megalopolis and be like, oh my God, this movie is brilliant. I don't know what happened. Megalopolis, Martin Scorsese with Adam Driver. It's a brilliant, deeply layered movie that went over everybody's heads. I guarantee in 20 years, they're going to circle back and be like, oh my God, this movie is a masterpiece. Yeah, it was then as it is now. Okay? Tarantino will get ownership of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood in a couple of decades. Okay? Coogler will get this back before Tarantino gets back his own movie. And you're going to sit here and tell me Coogler has a better resume or more stock for a deal like this than Tarantino? Shout out to Ryan Coogler for pulling this off. Shout out to him. Listen, urban folk will find a way. But what happens is when the first 2 to 3 folk get in, they shut the door for everybody else. They're like, we can't have all y'all doing this. No. That's doing too much. Okay? Coogler scored a rights reversion on what technically his fifth movie. His fifth movie, he got this deal. Oh, that's unheard of. And this is how bad it is for Warner Brothers. One, that's as much of a reflection of how much Warner Brothers has been floundering in recent years as Coogler's own rising star status. So you got a dying studio versus a hotshot filmmaker. Yeah, Warner Brothers has no choice. That's how bad it is at Warner Brothers. If this is Warner Brothers 2010, movie is not even getting made. It's not even getting made. How dare you come into our offices and ask for such a crazy ass deal? Okay. Look at it. The studio is still smarting from losing Christopher Nolan over this. Right? So Pam Abdi and Michael DeLuca were apparently willing to go to extreme lengths to make Coogler happy on Sinners. Coogler has said that he considers the ownership a deal a one-off, rooted at least in part in Sinners, focused on themes of black artists' ownership of their own culture. Okay. What happens if some up and comer asks for a Ryan Coogler deal? Right? Okay. This is why I believe this movie is being gutted from within. Okay. I don't know what more. What more could I say?